Hello and welcome to WMKCTV with me, Chris McCarthy. The fifth race, the fifth final of the day is the IAME Cadet, and along with that comes the biggest grid of the day. 31 drivers in for this one, and that's impressive. Full grid, and that's great to see for these youngsters as they come out on track. And on pole, we have the number 10 of Lewis Thompson, who has had a really good start to the season. In all forms, really. I've seen him doing well at other clubs, but he doesn't appear to be on pole. In fact, we have Ben Wooldridge starting second, and that looks like Finn Kennelly, who was due to start third, and now looks like he's on pole. I'm not too sure where Thompson is. That's a bit strange, isn't it? And Ravenscroft is fourth. Platten and Smith make up row 3. So Finn Kennelly, to his surprise, is going to be the man who starts from pole here as the lights go out, and he's taking full advantage, isn't he? If we go through 1 and through 2, I'm trying to see where Thompson is, but I can't quite make out what's happened there. So Kennelly leads as they come up the hill. I believe that's Platten in second place, who started 5th on the grid, or then 3rd. Oh, and the 25 there, getting sideways, coming up the hill. That was the 25. That was Callum Bradshaw. Started in 9th place, so he's made a great start. He comes up the inside now of Platten, and he takes that 2nd place. So Kennelly is at least, Bradshaw second. This is an absolute manic start. On paper, who would have called this for the way the first lap would have gone? Bradshaw is second, there's Platten third. Here comes the 75, and that is Ravenscroft, and Kean Jewis following him through in the number 5, who started from 10th on the grid. I'm still trying to see where Thompson is. I'm not too sure where he's gone. He did take the start, but I think he eventually took 19th place. Maybe he had trouble coming out of the pits. So there's Kennelly now, who's probably shocked to see himself leading the race. Bradshaw there in 2nd, and there's Platten in 3rd. Ravenscroft it is in 4th place. We come up the hill for the 2nd time. Will Platten look up the inside? Yes, he does, but can't make that move stick. So Bradshaw being very brave on the brakes there as we come up the hill, despite the wet conditions, still being able to find himself brake late, which is good to see. Very impressive stuff from these youngsters. So top 4 all glued together now. Here comes Ravenscroft. He wants to get right in the mix as he goes past Platten. Platten looks for the switchback, takes that podium place right back from him. Oh, and gets a bit of a slide on there. Good to see that close-up shot there. You can just really see all the work the drivers are having to do on the wheel. There's Kean Jewis there in 5th. To be fair, would be fair to say that he is favourite coming into this race. Number 5 seed, the highest seed we have at the event here. And very quick driver indeed. So, yeah, it really is really would be the bookies' favourite if we had that kind of thing. Kennelly, however, back to the leaders because Kennelly's still leading. Bradshaw is having a great run here, isn't he? And he's right over the back of Kennelly. Looks behind and deciding to push Kennelly along, who takes a slight defensive line there, coming up the top of the hill. Platten is still there in 3rd. Ravenscroft still there in 4th. Jewis still there in 5th. I'm just trying to make out who that is behind Jewis. But here we go. Jewis up the inside really late. Decided as he got on the brakes he wanted to make the move and pulled it off to perfection really on Ravenscroft. And Ravenscroft just getting behind Jewis now and follow him through. The 57 it is behind them. The 57 just trying to spot. That's Wooldridge. My apologies. Wooldridge it is there in 6th place. And 7th place is the 53 of Rufus Hunt. Oh, here we go. 2 leaders right together now. You can just see Bradshaw seems to just be looking. He seems to be looking around quite a lot. I'm not too sure. I don't think that's because I think he's sort of trying to decide whether he should go past Kennelly or stay in behind him, which, you know, if he feels he's being caught, which he does, which he must do because he's going past, but I think that's what he's been doing that last lap, just to see, well, working with him, are we getting away or aren't we? They clearly aren't getting away from Platten in the 41, so he decides to lead, but Kennelly comes straight back up the inside, and that puts Bradshaw off of line, which allows Platten to come through, who points forward there, says, come on, let's go straight back after Kennelly. Jewis is now coming into contention there in 4th place. 57 of Wooldridge is still in 5th place. And as we really get bunched up now. You can just see, what's that, the top dozen carts broken away here. Jewis there comes through, and Jewis has gone through into 3rd place now, so he's gone past the 25 of Bradshaw. As we come on now, and the fastest lap being put in by Lewis Thompson in the number 10. So the man who was due to start pole is clearly back through the field flying, and oh, what a move that was there from Bradshaw on the number 5, putting some manners on Jewis, wasn't he? He was passed by Jewis, but got back past him at turn 2. That's great stuff, albeit with a bit of a bump. But oh, Jewis probably would be a bit shocked about that, probably not used to that kind of thing, especially at this sort of level. Kennelly there, back in 3rd, but Jewis straight back past Bradshaw, and good to see him doing it in a polite manner, if you like to say. Here we go, through 7 into Chapman's. Jewis makes another move, so into 2nd he goes. Now, Kennelly now just to pass. We come into the back straight. Jewis looks like he's got a great one here, and he looks up the inside, and this is great stuff. He goes straight into the lead, so that's from 4th to 1st in the space of about, well, what was that, 4 corners? That's great stuff by the number 5. And that's dropped Kennelly all the way back to 4th place, as Platten and Bradshaw both gained from that as well. There's Rufus Hunt and Wooldridge there, so the top 6 all together now. So now what we see, I believe Jewis, he looks like the quickest man out of this bunch, doesn't he? Platten, will he decide to try and attack him or follow him? Oh, he couldn't quite make up his mind by the looks of it there. Looks like he's just going to sit in behind him. And I fear for Platten that may have been his best chance to get back past Jewis. Jewis, the pace he's been showing on these last couple laps, looks like. Oh, and we had some contact there. Kennelly's been spun round there. Rufus Hunt looked like he tried to go up the inside, and well, I didn't have quite a good angle to really notice what happened there. Well, I mean, I had my own sort of opinions. If it's fair to say, Rufus Hunt in my opinion, didn't look fully alongside and appeared to just T-bone Kennelly, who was, let's not forget, was once a leader in this race. So Kennelly's dropped way out of the top 10 now, with Hunt now losing a place to Reggie Doohy. Doohy, we saw him run well in this class last season, but with the increase of entries and grids, now finding it a bit harder to dominate like he did last season. There's Kennelly. Oh, and that's a shame for Kennelly, isn't it? Once a leader, now out of the top 10. What a shame that was. Nevertheless, let's see what the stewards have to make of it, because it's all about what they think at the end of the day, rather than my opinions. Jewis now has picked up a handy lead. Bradshaw and Platten. There's Rufus Hunt. And there, the 57 behind him, Wooldridge. And you see, if it's just in my eyes here, that Hunt really does seem to be struggling. Yeah, look, he really just seems to be struggling with the front end of that cart there. You can see it was almost that full lock coming in, and I know that's the sort of thing that tends to happen in the wet, but well, I never really see that sort of thing in this class anyway. And the other drivers don't seem to be struggling a bit, so Rufus Hunt's clearly gone the opposite direction on setup to some of his competitors. That seems to be struggling. Anyway, last lap now. One more lap to go for Jewis in the number 5. Comes out of turn 2. Just got to keep it on the tarmac now, hasn't he? Surely it will be a victory. However, 2nd place is far from settled yet. Bradshaw defends coming up the hill. Platten looking for the switchback, and then we've got about, these 5 drivers here battling out for 4th place. And they're side by side in the top of the picture. I can see we come down the hill. Bradshaw defends. Platten to the outside. Will he be able to pull off the switchback as we come out of 6? You can see Bradshaw looks right and left, trying to see where Platten is as we come into 7 now. He's got to try and hold a tight line here as Bradshaw, because he doesn't want Platten to pull off the switchback move. He does that successfully. And now only the boots to hold him off. And there was some contact there. And oh, Doohy's gone off in the background. Oh, and he's gone through a massive puddle. I don't really know where to look here. I'm going to stay with 2nd place as Bradshaw defends. And Platten takes a wide sweep line. I think he's done the undercut. Oh my God, yes he has. And that's a great move. Jewis there takes victory. And old Platten, he's got Bradshaw on the last corner, last lap. And Bradshaw finishes 3rd. Hunt, it was 4th. Wooldridge 5th. Joe Taylor came from absolutely nowhere, to be fair, to finish 6th. Doohy, despite going off, finishes 7th. Kennelly recovers to 8th. Smith 9th. Ross Woodford, finishes in 10th place, and what an end to that race it was. Jewis took a comfortable victory, but second place, all credit to Platten. He timed it to perfection, didn't he? Last lap, last corner. Bradshaw full hard done by, but he can still leave with his head held high in a trophy. And Hunt, clearly, the Marshal, saw nothing wrong with his move. And he held on to his 4th place with Wooldridge 5th. So what a great way, what a great race it was to get the IAME Championship underway. Lewis Thompson, some credit's got to go to him as well, putting in the fastest lap at a 103.4. So it's all about what could have been for him. He eventually finished in 20th place, and so hard luck to him, but well done to Jewis. What a race that was. I've just got to go and catch my breath back now. Do join us next for the Junior TKMs.